1 second. Whew. All right. Hold up. Make sure we're in focus here. Yes. When I'm gonna break this chair, this is not gonna be funny. Okay. XRP. Check it out, man. What you got? You broke through the all-time high, right? 340, went up to 368, it's back down at 345, 340, 342, 343, 345. You get a normal retest, okay? If there's anybody that just thought that this thing was just gonna break and like just go crazy, go to the moon, it's not really how they work. Not necessarily saying it can't happen, and just, you know, if those are your normal expectations, you know, that's like a low probability circumstance is what I like to call it, which means like it can happen, but and realistically, no. Now, what I will say is to watch for when their court case is done, okay? Because again, right now you got your all-time high on XRP, right? They got the bill signed, the stablecoin bill. We're gonna get into that, but the main thing here is they're still not operating. Okay, so they have partnerships. You've seen a couple of them. They're working on a MiCA license over there in Europe with a highly strict bank out of Luxembourg. Okay, bank or institution or just their statewide. I don't know what they want to call it. Either way, something to do with Luxembourg. Luxembourg is they have very strict rules. Okay, and that's what they're trying to work on that MiCA license through. Is through them. All right, so that's a big thing. What are we gonna do? So we're gonna talk about their court case. Hold on, I do not have the light on for this. Do I need the light? Oh my god, they call me bright enough. They're gonna get a kick out of that. All right, so we want that light on. Oh, we'll keep it. All right, so with XRP, what you're getting right now, okay. Oh, I pretty much told you everything you need to know about that. The main thing here is you want to talk about the stablecoin bill, the Clarity Act, and the infrastructure bill. The main thing that you get from this is, and let's mainly talk about Bitcoin, okay, because that's what they're all talking about, even though it applies all crypto, but I'm just going to explain it to you like this, okay. What that basically does is, in the first few times, when you're first owning crypto, so without those bills, right, you own crypto. You buy your crypto, and what they say all the time, not your keys, not your crypto. Okay, so to make it your own crypto, what people would do is they tell you to get a ledger or just name anything else. It's like a USB or a car or a thumb drive, whatever, and you take your cryptos off the exchange and then you hold it. Okay, so since it's your keys and you now hold it, boom, that's good to go. Now, the problem with that is, let's say that you lose your keys. Okay, your crypto is gone. Right? It's gone. It's hard for you to get that. You don't know where it's at. With these new rules, you get your own keys. You can put it in a bank. They custody it. Okay, you hear about custody crypto banks, custody this, custody that. Okay, the main thing here is you lose your keys, they now offer you a solution. Okay, somebody breaks into the bank. It's like they could break into your house, steal your crypto. Guess what? Your crypto is gone. Now your crypto can be insured at the bank. Now that might not be good for you or those other crypto individuals, right? The people that, not your keys, not your crypto, all those big guys, right? Who it's good for, who it's tailored to is institutions, okay? Institutions like that, they need that security. Why? Because they have, you could have a couple million, right? Those banks, those institutions, they have billions with a B, okay? With a B. So what they look for is they want their stuff to be secure because they have more of it than you. Okay, that's just how that goes. So it now makes crypto attractive for them. Okay, not only to hold, but also to go out there and buy. And that is the next thing. So specifically with XRP, they have the court case. Okay, the SEC, the weird thing is the SEC is cooperating with these guys with their court case. Everybody wants everybody wants it to be over. The main people holding that case back is Ripple themselves. And the reason is because they want to have, there's a, what do they call that? Something. It's got some fancy litigation talk for basically the sale of their security. the sale, not security, the sale of XRP to institutions, right? Because of something that happened in the court, they're not allowed to do that. Now, one of their main things of why they're trying to fight this case is because they want to be allowed to do that, okay? They want to sell to institutions. Now, what you need to know, what I've been constantly thinking about is this. Why would they need to sell to institutions? Why would they need to sell XRP to institutions? If I was an institution, the only reason I would go to Ripple to buy that, right, is for one reason. If XRP is trading for nearly $4, correct? If I can go to Ripple, who they own a ton of it, okay, and I can buy it from them for, let's say, $2 instead, what are you gonna go do? You're gonna go spend $2 billion to go get it for $4, or am I gonna spend $1 billion to get it for $2? Okay, so understand that. Now think about it in terms like this. We got to see it happening in real time. That cookie is literally staring at me, and no, I'm not gonna do it. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. Normally, this is what it's called. So if that action happened, let's say Ripple was like, okay, this bank that we're gonna partner with, we got to deal with them. Part of the deal is that we got to give them $2 million worth of XRP, right? Let's just say XRP's at $4. Okay, it's going to be an $8 million sale normally. But if you partner with us, that same $2 million of XRP that you're going to go buy, instead of getting it 4 and spending 8, we'll give it to you for 2, and you spend 4. Okay, 4 million. Now, in the stock world, okay, when you do that, it's basically like an offering of shares. Okay, so it dilutes the price in the short term. So is it going to have a dilution effect on XRP? Don't know. Technically, it's already held. You know what I mean? Technically, it's already held. What are the implications? Don't know. It hasn't happened yet. We'd have to see how it happens. But I want you to be aware of that, okay? Because that's what's going on here with that certain thing in the court case. It's just very weird that that's the main thing that they want. So are they going to use that to, you know, I don't know. We got to sit back and we got to watch what Ripple does. But what I will say in the long term is, people, you got to understand that at one point you got to start looking at the things that are happening, and then you got to, like, you have to make a mental connection to what is probably happening, okay? Crypto and all of that stuff, yeah, this the tech, okay? So take away the names and everything like that. Just think about the blockchain technologies, and people like to call it protocols, okay? Look at the protocols. Basically, what do these coins do? What is the technology? What do they provide? The main thing here is that they make it, the stable coins is a big thing. I keep trying to tell you guys that the stable coins is huge, because that's what's really driving them to get it. And the reasoning is because it makes it cheaper for them to move money. Earlier, we talked in a couple of videos back, we talked about how basically this technology is basically like when the internet first came out, right? And it just made a whole bunch of things easier, like cell phones and mobile banking was the specific thing, was mobile banking, okay? This is like cell phones and mobile banking is getting introduced to banks, and not only them, companies and everything like that. So they can now do the same stuff that they normally do, okay? And all these companies, they move money. They can normally they move money. There's a certain cost that comes in to when they move this money. Because of the stablecoin technology, that cost is dramatically dropped, okay? And it's not just for the stable. XRP itself, what it does, what it's trying to do, is tailored specifically to companies and institutions, okay, as a way of helping them move money with no friction, instant, 99% of the cost, okay? The stable coins, a million stable coins, they don't necessarily have to use XRP stable coins. So if you don't know, XRP stable coin is RLUSD. And there's a funny thing, is that there's actually a rating agency for stable coins now. So if you know about bonds, right, or any business or whatsoever, anybody that has a credit, okay, there's a rating agency that determines what your rating is. AA, AAA, A minus, whatever, B plus, whatever that is, okay? XRPs, they now have a rating agency for these stablecoins. That should tell you about how big this is probably going to be, okay, if it's not already hitting you. XRP's rating for their stablecoin is an A. The next best one, actually, is PayPal USD is behind that, but they're kind of small. Next big one, really, besides RLUSD, is USDC, which is a company named Circle. So if you're not aware, there's a Circle stock I told you about. It's about $200. It's $90 to $80, $100 something when we first talked about it. I said, I'm buying this. This is a $500 stock, okay? Everything's signed, everything like that. Everybody probably thought it was going to explode. Give it a second. It's a $500 stock, okay? with these bills and everything now passed, I told you, it opens the door. Institutions can now say and justify their purchases of any crypto that they want to purchase. Okay, mainly they're going to say Bitcoin because everybody wants a piece of Bitcoin. That's just the narrative. That's how it goes. Okay. So back to these stable coins, USDC is a B plus. RLUSD is an A. And the reasoning is because this entire time that they've had this court case, Ripple itself has not stopped making partnerships and everything like that. So what does that sound like to you? You have a complete whole court case to where this company can't do anything. Yet some of the biggest names in the financial world, biggest institutions, governments, states, Gavin Newsom in California, they want to partner with Ripple and a couple other crypto people for innovation in their city. You know, what are they going to do? I don't know, probably a smart city. Probably something set up to where it revolves around payments, okay? When you start hearing, instead of you getting paid every 2 weeks or every week or every month or whatever you get paid, and getting paid every day, every time you clock out, every second that you clock in, you're getting paid through a stable coin, okay? And now I'm not going to get into that right now. I was going to talk about the whole CBDC thing. Listen, regardless of whatever you like or don't like or anything like that, and I'm not saying that it's good or anything like that. What I'm trying to tell you is, with or without it, you basically have it, okay? And it's going to come one way or the other. You're not stopping it, okay? I don't know what you thought, but if you look around, you're not stopping this, okay? There's you innovate or you die. That's just how it goes, okay? Yeah, it comes with some sticky stuff. I look around, okay? Stuff is supposed to get sticky. It's going to go like that. You're not going to... this is the thing with the Bible people. You're understanding that the CBDC is the mark of the beast. Okay, that's fair. What do you else know about the Bible? Whatever is in there is what? It's true. It's spoken. So it's not going anywhere. Put 2 and 2 together, bro. You're not getting out of it. It's coming regardless if you like it or not. It's coming that way. Okay. So now back onto the main topic at hand. Every time, listen, everybody can't make the accurate correlation between having RLUSD and XRP. Okay. When institutions and people, and you start seeing the usage rates and how much money is flooding into RLUSD, people are going to question, and they're doing it already. Well, what does this mean for XRP? Best thing you can do is go look at another coin who had a similar thing happen to it, which was Bitcoin. Before Bitcoin got in the whole 100,000s and everything, you know, Bitcoin was around 3, 5, 10, 100, 200 bucks, okay? Now, what made it go up there is people being able to use it through, like, it was hard for people to access and use Bitcoin, right? So the way that you got exposure was through a stablecoin, and that stablecoin was Tether. Now, Tether's rating is like a D plus, and the reasoning is because Tether doesn't show. If you're gonna have a stablecoin, you're gonna say every one of these stablecoins is backed by it's basically equal to $1. Okay, so what's it backed by? So people, that's what they want to know. So when they do these ratings, they're trying to see what it's backed by. You know, would you take loans out? This and that. This and that. RLUSD gets its rating because, one, it is trying to get MiCA compliant in Europe to go overseas and play all those games. Okay, but here, okay, they're compliant through, and I can't remember right now, but there's an agency in New York, like all the major agencies that you would need to be compliant for and gain compliance for, and it takes time. They've already got, okay? So that one is good to go. So again, I'm telling you, they are dressed right as a company. If you look at all the things that they do and all the steps that they take, and that's why I invested into it early, is because it moves like a company that is already here, right? It moves like a professional company, and it was ironically set up to where none of you people that are in that thought that you're in crypto before everybody else, you know, a lot of these guys are like, oh, crypto is it's the people's coin and we're gonna beat banks. And where do you think that technology came from? Okay, it did that kind of technology like that. It is mainly catered to institutions and banks, brother, not for you. Okay, that tech is here from the same people that you think you're running from. It's not. So ironically, you think you're in this space, they let you have your phone with whatever, these coins over here, these coins over here, and they made the tech, and they made this crypto, and you specifically hate it because it made itself to cater and make that system better. Wouldn't it be ironic that would be the most? I'm not even gonna say price, but I'm just saying that's what they do. Okay, so you would be dumb to not to just you would just it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like if you just take a step back and think like that technology is it's not made for it's not made for what you think it is, man. And that market and that area is not much different from everything else that they have set up. What it is a way for them to do the same things that they're doing more efficiently and make way more money, and then also at the same time be able to track you individually more. Sounds bad, you don't want to invest into it because of how it sounds. That's fair. Okay, do what you want to do. I'm here to make money. This thing is going to be here regardless if I buy it, you buy it, your grandma buys it, anybody buys it. It doesn't matter. That's the main thing here. It does not matter. Your personal feelings, your ego, that is going to destroy you in life. It is insane. Don't fight the tide, man. You don't fight the current. You just go with the flow. That's what you do. Okay? So, XRP, that RLUSD, highest rating one. Okay, what do you think's gonna happen? Give it some time, let that court case drop, and then see what happens. Okay, they're partnered with I don't know how many banks. It's like 25, 33 banks and institutions, big ones. Okay, and another thing is in those stablecoin acts. Okay, so I explained now why institutions will want to buy that crypto now. I told you is because not only is it a good opportunity. Yeah, they can make a whole bunch of money, but now they're secure. Now they're safe. Now their money is backed up. Okay, because if something happens to them, they have to cover it. They have to, they need to be insured because they have a whole lot of money. Okay, versus you who can take the risk because it's just you. You're the only person that they got to worry about. I guarantee you, these same banks, the same people, same institutions, same CEOs across the board, Apple, Coca-Cola, Ford, everybody talking about, oh, we really don't want it. Guarantee you they own it themselves, but through the company, not yet. But because the rules are now here, I guarantee you everybody's having, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Money managers, listen to me. You're gonna start hearing. I told you it's a thing called fiduciary duty. Fiduciary duty. Okay, and they have the CEOs of companies, publicly traded stock companies, have an obligation to make as much money as possible for their shareholders. You don't buy this coin, that's easy. Everybody's adopting. Governments are talking about it. You're fired. Okay. You have a fiduciary duty to make as much money as possible. Allocate some money over here. Boom. That's all they need. Couple billion from them, couple billion from them, couple billion from them, couple billion from this country, couple billion from this country, couple billion from this country. That's how it goes. Now the 0% capital gains tax, the dinner bell, once again, when that gets added on top of this already, whoo, that's gone. Okay? People are now talking about 150,000, 200. We're not going to talk about prices, okay? It's very easy to see that this is clearly going to be, it's going to make a lot of money. Okay? All right? We're going to talk about stocks. Not yet. I'll make a stock video. I'll make a stock video tomorrow or something like that. But main thing here is your XRP. And I'll tell you about the chart. The chart right now, the pattern that it's breaking out of right now, which is coming down from, you're doing a retest. Okay, so you're going to retest probably where it's at, probably a couple cents lower. I got to look at the chart, but I'm literally just spitballing it because I've seen it happen countless times before. Your target for in the next short term is about $6. Now, I will say this. What we talked about before, that people will get priced out of this, I still believe that you're going to get priced out of this. When that court case ends, this thing has been held back since like years and 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 years. Okay? It would not surprise me. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just telling you, it would not surprise me, and they're going to use the term of it's been held back this long, court case is finally over, and then they're going to start throwing at you all these partnerships that it has and everything that I'm telling you, plus more. Okay? They're going to start giving you, that's the reasoning for why it went crazy. Don't know, don't care the real reasoning. I'm just going to tell you, like, if that court case drops, not if, when that court case drops, I would not be surprised if you see that coin trading at a way higher level to where other people are going to be like, well, I don't know if I want to buy this anymore. It's already at this price. Seen it too many times, okay? With Bitcoin, you would think that people would be like, oh, and they're buying it up. If institutions going to buy Bitcoin at 100 grand, what really no use case, okay, no shade to the Bitcoin people. You know what I'm saying? I own exposure to Bitcoin through mining, Bitcoin mining. Again, Wolf, I'm going to tell you this. when these companies start coming in and buying, all the Bitcoin has not been mined yet. There's about, what, how much is it? 21 million Bitcoin? I don't know the number. 21 million, 28 million, maybe higher than that. I don't know for sure. But it's not all mined yet. Okay? But the money that is going to get poured into there is going to get scarce. Remember what I told you? Short squeeze on Bitcoin. Da 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 da. Supply shock. Da 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 da. That's what you're going to start hearing, dude. And when all these people start buying, they're going to have to turn to something else. And what they're going to turn to is the most valuable thing for Bitcoin at this time are Bitcoin miners. Why? Because that's what they did with gold, okay? What are they calling this? Oh, this is like, okay? Put two and two together. We're sitting back and watching on that, all right? Yeah. Should be good on that end. Like I said, XRP in the long term, short term, I can see it going to $6. That case ends. I'm not saying it will, but I'm just telling you I wouldn't be surprised if it gets a big jump, and you know people are going to be debating on. It's got to be a big enough jump to where people will be like, oh, well, you shouldn't really buy it anymore. It's kind of at this price. And when you hear that, and you hear like the CNBC or the Fox people or any guy who says that he's credible or something like that saying that, they're saying that so you don't touch it and so they can load up on it, okay? Because it's an insane company. Everybody's talking about it. Came out of nowhere. Stablecoins is a big part of what everybody wants to do. XRP is literally here for stablecoins to transact back and back with each other seamlessly without losing value, okay? It's made for stablecoin integration. That's what it does. It processes money from different places. You know, you got this stablecoin, you got that stablecoin, you got this digital yuan, you got this European, whatever the heck they want to use. That is what they do, okay? And yeah, are there other ones that do it? Yeah, that's fair. You can say that, but again, look at the partnerships. They're already there, okay? They've already spoken, and they're an American company. What has that dude in office been screaming this the whole entire time? American cryptos, America first, American crypto capital of the world. You do what you want. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm just here. This is just a documentation of my own trading journey. Everything you see here is not an indication for you to buy or sell anything. Again, this is just a documentation of what I'm going to do in my own trading journey. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here. Oh, yeah, I'll make this other videos later on. I'm going to get out of here. This cookie is staring at me. All right, everybody, easy.